Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Park Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, Trump went to the UFC with Dana White, Dan Bongino, Tucker Carlson, and Kid Rock. Walked into American Badass Music by Kid Rock. And it cracks me up because Bill Burr, the comedian's wife, who does him double birds, is there, that got the attention from the liberal woke people. Meaningless. What is significant is the UFC gang likes Trump, and that's not going to go away. So we'll see what happens. By the way, more things in the Trump world. Don Jr. takes a stand this morning as the first witness in the defense of Donald Trump in the fixed trial going on in New York with Letitia James. All right, Samuel Haskell Jr., this guy is the son of a big shot Hollywood producer. He's apparently been a producer too. He paid people to dump the chopped up body of his wife, and they threw part of her in a dumpster, and you can't make this up. Busted by a homeless person. A homeless person going through the dumpster finds the torso of his wife. His in-laws and wife are all missing. Can you imagine that? You think you've committed the perfect crime, and a homeless person finds the body in a dumpster. He has been arrested. He's being held on $2 million in bond. Disney guests are pooping in line. The lines are so freaking long, they can't hold it, and they're crapping. Hey, you're going to have to wear a diaper. The whole family's going to have to wear diapers when you go to Disney and stand in the long lines. People be standing in line going, did you poop your pants? What a bad thing, man. You know what? Disney's had a tough couple years. Well, it's only getting worse. The lines are so long, you crap your pants. How bad is that? Who wants to go? What ride is so worth it to stand in line and crap your pants? And then what do? When you're on the ride, you got to sit in the crap? It's in your pants? People next to you smell it. Starts dripping out on the ground. I just think about all the effects of this. All right. Tim Scott drops out of the presidential election. It's about time. Trump is up 39% over DeSantis in Florida. These people running for president, the only reason why they're running for president is to build up their bases of whatever it is and raise money that they're probably siphoning off to friends and pocketing. I mean, it makes no sense what these people are running president for. I mean, it's insanity. And Nikki Haley acts like she's the second coming. She's way down there too. Zuck ignored all top executives on the teen well-being issues. Zuck's evil. Pentagon UFO chief says they're either aliens or from a foreign country, and he says he hopes they're extraterrestrial because if they're a foreign country, we got some problems. Third GOP debate, NBC, the ratings sucked. Cattle herd is shrinking. Beef prices are going to go up. They're making a big deal that Comer and his brother had loans or whatnot going on in their farm. Big freaking deal. What's this got to do with the Biden's problems? Little diversion isn't going to work. FBI apparently investigated Joe Biden's golf club membership back in 2007. He's been grifting his whole life. Mar-a-Lago court schedule's been changed around, much to the grin of Jack, I'm an asshole Smith. Rudy finally is listening to me. Rudy's representing himself now. Rudy, you think you maybe should have done that before you racked up $1 million legal bill? Yes. Ridiculous. If you're a lawyer, you're dumbass for paying for a lawyer. Trump's IRS leaker worked for an IRS contractor who just landed another big IRS deal. Bishop Strickland has been removed forcibly down in Texas. He's a conservative bishop who spoke out against Pope Francis. He's not going easy. Adams, guess what he did? Michael Adams, the mayor of New York, fast-tracked a Turkish headquarters in Manhattan. Adams is going down. Christie is not fat, says Trump, to the laughs of the crowd. I'm defending him. Sarcasm wins the day. Electric car videos. Joe Biden's administration wants you to do videos of your electric cars and send them to them. What the hell? Everything is just so weird. Just weird. RNC was going to block anybody participating in the next debate if they went some right-wing Iowa group. Apparently they backed off of that. And a group is suing down in Evansville are suing some pharmacists for their COVID-19 vax. Elon's mind, he says it's a storm. He says, you might want to be me. Trust me, you don't. My mind's a storm and I sleep alone a lot. Kind of sad. SpaceX workers apparently were taking Adderall and everything else to stay awake based upon Elon's slave-driving workways. 11,000 workers. I don't know if you covered this on World News, Spindley, but 150 Bangladesh garment factories. That tells you who's making all our clothes. 11,000 workers due to violating the laws. That's interesting. Weiss proves Garland a liar. Under oath, Weiss says he asked for special prosecutor status and was denied. This guy invested $2 million in an old Wyoming coal mine, and guess what? They have found $60 billion of precious minerals. That's a great return on your investment. Biden had a hard time laying a wreath at the unknown soldier. They had to guide him in there. Golly, man. Trump's 40 Wall Street. Apparently he's having some problems. We'll see what happens. Hamas, the Hamas elite unit, wiped out. Congressional staffers, 100 of them, walked out to protest, wanting a ceasefire in Gaza. Wonder what congressmen and congresswomen they worked for. A spending bill stopgap provision still hasn't passed. The time is cooking. We'll see what they do. Moody's, U.S. credit is going to get downgraded. Putin's body double, allegedly, is tired of running the country. If he really is dead, he's got a body double. There's a report. His body double's had enough. What are you going to do? Find a body triple. Jill Stein, Green Party's going to run for president again. Junior wants Loomer to be the press secretary for Donald Trump next go around. Dershowitz says Obama's a big Israeli-hating scumbag. I agree. Biden also had a hard time putting on a T-shirt, getting tangled up in a T-shirt, wreath. Joe Biden, total demented. Times says the border laws, if Donald Trump enforces the border laws, there'd be an economic downturn. You believe that? That's what they say. Target blocks deputies. This deputy says you can't make it up. Target blocks deputies arresting shoplifters. Sad news. 5 United States Special Ops forces were killed in the Mediterranean Sea. May God bless them. $300 million. Wait a minute. What about defunding the FBI? No. Congress gives the FBI $300 million for a new headquarters. Can't make this up. AI porn. This guy generated AI porn, child porn. He's serving 40 years. Chicago, Venezuelans are going home. They say it's too cold, nothing for us here. Las Vegas teen, sad. This kid right here, killed by 15 people who stomped and kicked him to death. He made it to the hospital, but he didn't survive. What kind of people do this? An AI scam's going around where they say that they're holding your loved ones at gunpoint and pay it. So when somebody calls and they say, we got Wes at gunpoint, pay us or else we're going to shoot Wes. Sabrina just say, go ahead and shoot him because I ain't paying, and hang up. And you know it's a scam and he's really not going to get shot. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Wait a minute, we added this one. That's right. You can't make this up. Sabrina, my producer, sent this to me this morning. In 2022, $93 billion in retail theft. This year, $112 billion in retail. I mean, that's insane. Insane. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Eric Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, And local news, can't make this up. UC grad student was shot at the Western Viaduct. I'm telling you, man, unbelievable. Brett Hankinson down in Louisville, can't understand, testifying, said he would have done everything the same. This is related to Breonna Taylor. This is the federal case going on. He said he would have done everything the same. SWAT team was called to Milford. Can you imagine what it's like when a SWAT team is called to take care of you? Charles Ray Blevins is wanted, and there's a $10,000 reward for him for murder in the state of Kentucky. In local news, apparently they got a semi problem at Cherry Hill subdivision, Erlanger. Semis keep wrecking. I don't know what that's all about. Now this is worth a story. A naked man was busted frolicking in leaves. Now what's wrong with that? If it's your private property and it's fall, why not get butt naked and go jump in a pile of leaves? Is there nothing more getting back to nature, Sabrina and Josh, than being naked in a leaf pile?
And intoxicated.
Have either one of you ever been naked in a leaf pile?
No.
Notice Sabrina's silence indicts her. Down in Pendleton County, they get naked in leaves all the time, I hear. All right, Moeller students, 2 of them were busted for bringing BB guns. Why the hell would you bring a BB gun to store, to the school? By the way, I wouldn't even suspend them. I'd send the boneheads home and say, don't come back with a BB gun, you moron. In Ohio news, a truck driver this guy in his truck ran into Western Hills High School. I wonder if he was high, drunk, or maybe he just didn't like the grades that he got back in the day from when he graduated. Maybe they cheated him out of a grade. Maybe right inside that wall there is the science teacher's lab. He wanted to get his revenge after all these years. In Cincinnati, they're going to hire 50 new officers from a federal grant that they got. More cops on the street. They need them. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Monday the 13th of November. You're watching Eric Deters World News, the latest headlines. At least 31 people have died in floods caused by heavy rains in Somalia. Some 500,000 people have also been forced to flee their flooded homes. Another 1.2 million could be affected by the disaster, and the death toll could rise. Since the beginning of November, Somalia has been battered by relentless rains and tons of water flooding homes and farmlands. One of Australia's major port operators is back online after a cyber attack crippled its facilities. Operations at DP World Australia container terminals in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Perth were disrupted from Friday to Monday morning. The firm manages around 40% of goods entering and leaving the country. The outage has not affected the supply of goods to major Australian supermarkets. Indian rescuers were working to free some 40 construction workers who were trapped when a road tunnel they were building collapsed in northern India last night. The tunnel collapse occurred in the Himalayan state of Uttarakhand. About 40 workers are trapped inside. Oxygen is being supplied through the debris, but more rubble is coming down as rescuers try to remove the obstructions. And the menu for first-class passengers travelling on the Titanic has sold for a staggering £80,000 at an auction. The remarkable relic fetched £80,000 at Henry Aldridge and Sons in Wiltshire. The menu, which shows signs of water damage, boasts a menu of oysters, beef, spring lamb and duck. It was served on the evening of the 11th of April 1912 after the liner left Queenstown in Ireland. That's the latest headlines. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, have a fantastic day. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, American cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries, where we have no boundaries. Well, the big game yesterday, the Texans beat the Bengals 30-27. First off, the Bengals played awful. They didn't have Hubbard, didn't have Higgins, but all NFL teams have to deal with this stuff. They're at home. I mean, they took the Texans too lightly, but the play calling was terrible. Opening drive, touchdown, and then nothing. I mean, it was awful. And then they get handed a gift. I mean, stadium's emptying out. They have no chance of winning. 4 minutes left. Why in the hell didn't the Texans run the ball? But they don't. They throw an interception. Should have been a pick six. But still, they score. So they have an opportunity to spike 2 back-to-back Joe Burrow interceptions. So what do? Boyd drops the touchdown pass. And then what do? They let the Texans come all the way down, not tackling. It had nothing to do with Hubbard not playing. They don't tackle the receiver to give a chip shot to a backup place kicker. It was. You cannot sugarcoat it. Awful loss, especially when the Browns came back to beat the Ravens. And who do the Bengals play? The Ravens on Thursday night at Baltimore. They lose that game, they're 5-5. It's almost like a must win because their division is cooking. Bengals aren't going to run away with this division. Everybody is 6-3 except the Ravens, who are 7-2. Unbelievable. I think they're 7-3 now. All right. The Browns 33-21. The Steelers even win. 23, Packers 19. Of course, the Packers suck. My Cowboys 49-19. The 17. The Giants did not even get 200 yards of offense. The Cowboys 640 yards. It's the 10th most yards ever gained in a football game in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb broke a record. He is the only receiver to have 3 games in a row, 10 catches and over 150 yards. Now remember, he did it yesterday against the Giants, but he did it the week before against the Eagles. CeeDee Lamb is for real. Incredible game. Raiders 16, Jets 12. Just think if the Jets had Aaron Rodgers this year. Think about it. What would their record be if they had Aaron Rodgers? Hell, they might not have lost a game. Seahawks 29, Commanders 26. Lions 41, Chargers 38. Cardinals 25, Falcons 23. Kyler Murray was back in action. Vikings 27, Saints 19. How about Dobbs? Incredible. 49ers 34, Jags 3. The 49ers have everyone back. Thus, the beatdown. Bucks 20, Titans 6. Colts 10, Patriots 6. They're calling for Bill Belichick to be fired. And Kraft, before the game, said, we need this win badly. This is not what we expected. I think Bill Belichick might actually be fired. The Bengals play the Ravens on Thursday. All Bengal fans, all I got to tell you is pray. Week 10, this past week, most game-winning field goals in history for a week. Pretty amazing. Of course, the Bengals were a victim of that. Michigan is defending Harbaugh. Harbaugh was sentenced, his sentence from the Big Ten before the game on Friday was 3 games, the last 3 games, he can't be on the sidelines. Michigan filed on Friday to get an injunction. The judge, who's a former lecturer at Michigan, recused themselves, so they didn't have a judge. Now they got a judge who's going to have a hearing on Friday. Of course, guess where the hearing's going to be? It's going to be in a Michigan court. So we'll see what happens there. LaMelo Ball has been sued by a big baller brand for $200 million for some trademark infringements. NCAA has denied UC's appeal of Aziz Bonadago, this 7-footer orange-haired dude. UK basketball, they beat the Virginia Commonwealth, or Texas A&M Commonwealth, by 20 points after being down double digits. But Kansas is up next. They need a big back. Apparently, Aaron Bradshaw might be back. All right, Jaden Quintez, one of the top-ranked big men, is down to 2 schools, UK and Missouri. Major League Baseball awards are going to be this week. We're going to see who's the MVPs, Rookie of the Year. Can't even make this up. Steer didn't even get in the finals. Crazy. Here's a great Dak Prescott stat for all you Dak haters, and sometimes I'm a Dak hater sometimes. He leads the league in 3rd and 4th down pass completion. That's big. Former quarterback Hayden from the Oakland Raiders and a few other teams was killed. You see that card, Josh Wentz? It is scary. 6 people killed when a woman who obviously she's not killed, runs a red light. 2 a.m. in Houston. Folks, go home and be in bed before midnight. You'll improve your chances to live a long life. Paris Jones of Virginia had successful spine surgery. Good for him. Stetson Bennett, who left the Rams, we don't know why, some mystery illness. My guess is it's some kind of mental thing. Made his first public appearance at a friendly confines of Georgia, where he picked up the award for the Bulworth Award, the best walk-on player the last 2 years. In college football, can't make this up, Jumbo Fisher was fired from Texas A&M. And guess what he gets? $75 million. And he doesn't have to finish his contract. Deion Sanders, a lot of talks, maybe he'll go to Texas A&M, but he lost again to Arizona by a field goal. And turmoil there. In fact, one of the top recruits is not going there now that he had rounded up. Top 10 basically remains the same. Georgia wins. Ohio State wins. Michigan beat Penn State. Huge victory. Florida State held on to beat Miami. Oregon beat USC. My Bama destroyed University of Kentucky. Actually went to the game. It was over in the first quarter. Texas wins, and UC beat Houston. Their first Big 12 win. Congratulations, Bearcats. MMA had some brutal fights. I mean, look at this bloodbath. It was wild. Lyon County native. Lyon County's down in western Kentucky. Travis Perry, the all-time scorer in Kentucky high school basketball, is accepted a scholarship to University of Kentucky. Caitlin Clark in Iowa, breaking all kinds of records in scoring there. Michael Thomas, the great wide receiver in New Orleans, was arrested for apparently some kind of altercation with a construction worker. UC basketball, Lakin scored 26 and they beat Eastern Washington. Louisville basketball loses by double digits to Chattanooga. I think Payne's going to be back on the bench with Calipari at UK. Oscar Tshiebwe, I do not understand why this guy is not playing in the NBA. He goes to the G League. He's the first player in the G League to have 30 points and 20 rebounds. Now they're saying he can't do that in the NBA? I don't get it. Bench coach Joe Espada, Houston Astros, is going to be Dusty Baker's replacement as the Houston Astros manager. And in the NBA, a few things I want to point out. Tyrese Maxey, 50 points, former UK point guard. Sixers 136, Pacers 126. The Clippers keep losing. Let me see. The Clippers have Westbrook. They've got, George. They have the Beard. And they've got Hilliard. And they're losing. Not Hilliard. Who's the gosh dang two-time MVP? They got like 4 superstars, not 3, and they keep losing. And LeBron is hurt, got shouldered by Durant, but they did beat Durant's team. NCAA, one game of note, Duke's number 2 goes down to Arizona. We always report when Duke loses. NHL, nothing big to report. 24 racehorses were killed in a New York track fire. Say it. Moeller loses in state soccer. Sorry, Big Mo. And OHSAA high school playoffs coming up this weekend. Lakota West plays Moeller, Anderson at Withrow, Baden at Salina, and Wyoming at Alter. And in Kentucky, 1A, Newcath, Campbellsville, Ludlow, Kentucky Country Day. Ludlow's going deep in the playoffs. Yeah. Martin County at Beechwood, Johnson Central, Covington Catholic, North Laurel at Highlands, Cooper at Southwestern. How about Cooper going deep? And Ryle at Bryan Station. Those are going to be your big games this coming weekend. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, we got some fun pop culture for you as always. First up, Harry Styles cut his hair. His locks are gone. What is everybody going to think? I think Harry Styles is a very talented singer, but a weird dude. That's just me. The Marvels is not very marvelous. Lowest ranked, rated Marvels opening, like 40 million plus. First opening, it's the shortest Marvel movie, and apparently it's really woke. Imagine that. All right, this is my favorite story for today. Pharrell Williams has taken some backlash for walking around in public with a $1 million Louis Vuitton handbag. It looks like a big oversized briefcase. Do you believe this, Josh Wentz? $1 million they sell this bag for. Apparently LeBron has one of those stuff. Now, all I got to say is this. How much does Louis Vuitton make on each one of these handbags? This tells you the excess of wealthy people when they're spending this. If I was a billionaire, you wouldn't catch me dead spending $1 million on a Louis Vuitton handbag walking around in public. What kind of message does that send to the world about you? You know, everybody talks about charity and people starving and everything else. $1 million on a handbag. Yeah. That is insane, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. Michael Flatley apparently has cancer. Says he's going to have some tough months ahead of him. This, of course, is the great dancer. Do you like that clogging stuff?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I have to admit, those guys, I like the movie Superstar where she clogged to death. Remember those two people clogged themselves to death? It's a funny comedy. Oscar Wilde. I said Oscar Wilde. Olivia Wilde and Chris Rock were seen leaving together Leo DiCaprio's party. And speaking of Leonardo, he threw a big shing-dang. 49, Kardashian was there and all the rest of them. This guy also lives a life. I mean, really? Like a disconnect from like the whole freaking world. All right, Disney lines. This is funnier than hell. All right? Apparently, the lines are so long in Disney, they got a problem with people shitting their pants. By the way, this needs to be a video cut. But you believe that, Josh Wentz and Jamie? The lines are so, it's apparently a real problem. People are sitting there in line going, I smell something. People are shitting their pants. So wear a diaper when you go to Disney, man, because you're in line. You're gonna have to do something. This is insane. God, I swear to God, I will never go to Disney again. I've taken my grandkids there. I took my kids there a couple times. I ain't going again. All right, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were seen together at Buenos Aires. It's kind of crazy. They go down there, they do one show, and then the next show was canceled due to the weather. Yeah, rain and whatnot. But they're having a good old time. She changed the lyrics to a song for him, ran off the stage and kissing. Love is in the air. And you know what she said? She says, I think I'm falling in love. What? She's not in love yet? We'll see. Apparently she ain't said I love you yet. Now and Then of the Beatles is UK's #1 song. Have you listened to it yet, Jamie?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I got to make a point to do it. And The Killer on Netflix is the #1 movie. I don't know if you saw it. I did Saturday night. It's great. You know what? Brad Pitt said he didn't want to play it because it was too dark. He's full of crap. It wasn't too dark. Michael Fassbender does a great job playing an assassin who gets revenge on the person who hires him. Logan Paul has said he's done with boxing. Can't make any more money in it. He said he's going to dominate a different sport, maybe checkers. All right, Earth apparently has a heartbeat that every 27 million years it goes boom, boom. With volcanic and earthquakes, they say that's what's going on right now. Iceland is having a volcanic eruption. They're evacuating people. All right, and Jelly Roll has won some CMA awards tattooed all over his face. He was a criminal turned country music man, rapper. Everybody's on the Jelly Roll train. Stallone said he's moving to Florida to get more, like free himself, recalibrate himself from California. That's all bullshit. You know what it is? No income tax. He's fleeing California like everybody else. A solar superstorm could knock out the internet, web, and everything for over a month. Can you imagine if that happens? Wow. And the Golden Bachelor. This woman right here did not go. She didn't make it. Did not go to her daughter's wedding to appear on that show. And then she doesn't even get picked. And they think that they've already figured out who he's picked. We'll know soon enough. And Miss Universe is bankrupt. How does an organization of beautiful women go bankrupt? Here's how it goes. They allowed a transgender woman to participate. See ya. More and more people, myself included, I'm going to get one of these. $2,500 for a full body MRI to see if they can catch any cancer spots early. Masters of the Air is coming soon to a theater near you. This is Spielberg and Tom Hanks's Masters of the Air. All right, and Luana Andrade, 29-year-old social media, dead. Wonder if she got vaxxed. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Don't buy $1 million Louis Vuitton bag.